Hulu, Netflix, and HBO make billions of dollars each year on storytelling. The language, the images are so enticing because as humans, we enjoy a good story. The story has the power to not only change lives, but to change circumstances. My grandmother did not read well. She's pictured right there. My grandfather read even less. I did not grow up with the pleasure of a bedtime story at home as many others did. My earliest years as a student are remembered as reading passages to answer questions to pass tests. Are your students motivated and excited about reading as I was? Even as an educator in my early teaching career, I focused on the what and the how of reading and not the why. Then I became a librarian and my view changed. Fiya librarian realized that she had the fuel and the duty to give children what I did not have, the power of the story. In the article, The Power of Reading by Dr. Bill McBride, he states, becoming a real reader is knowing yourself as a reader, made possible through wide reading-driven access to abundant books and personal choice. Are your librarians fulfilling the roles in your community needs? Are your librarians task-oriented or people-focused? Fiya librarian envisions a return to pure storytelling as a gathering among people connecting with words from pages and a living language from person to person. A world in which librarians use education to collaborate with a library consultant, optimizing each human and learning resource. Dr. Ravi says it best, the modern library is not a repository of knowledge, but an incubator of ideas. Meet Erica. Erica was one of my students. We met in the height of the pandemic, so she never entered the library, but she entered through Zoom library every day. She was excited to come and she has stories to tell, and during that time I read stories to her and the other students, and they watched videos, and we talked about how that information connected to our lives. Erica and I are still emailing each other, and she's an 8th grader now, and she's passing all of her classes, and I asked her in an email, are you still going to the library? She said yes, it's her way of escape. With book bans and budget cuts, librarians need encouragement through collaboration, mentoring, and training. Fiya Librarian Consulting will be profitable within its first year with 5 or more clients using a tiered and tailored service packages focusing on the needs of staff and students. Fiya Librarian Consulting helps administrators do more with less. Fiya Librarian Consulting helps administrators understand the possibilities of literacy and strategically becoming the light, the methods that librarians need to build a community of learners. Will you help me bring the power of the story back to the family and educators, grandparents reading to grandchildren, parents reading to children, siblings reading to siblings, and yes, educators reading for the joy of the story. Each human story intertwines. Today, I may have said something that resonated with you. You can help grow literacy in our local area. Fiya Librarian is not asking for Netflix or Hulu money, but $15,000 would go a long way to help in developing Fiya's story and getting the message out to others through marketing, professional development, and business operations. Our communities need the light that Fiya Librarian generates. Literacy instruction from educators is crucial, But let us not forget that librarians serve as an additional instructional support, adding valuable insight to students' reading lives that teachers often don't have time to build into their classroom instruction. Trish Ibavare, author, notes, we must also remember to provide support, access, time, and space for students to develop rich, independent reading lives and identity through reading choice. Yes, collecting books is how it begins, and collecting memories is how it continues. Join Fiya Librarian in collecting memories, one individual, one need, one experience at a time. Thank you.